Call the meeting to order. Yeah, what is it? Oh, 2024 apparently. Okay, we have an addition to the agenda, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we have to add a proclamation for Red Flag Day to the proclamation,
National Flag of Canada.
National Flag Day. Thank you.
Okay, so we get the approval of the agenda for the February 13, 2024 regular council meeting. Moved by Councillor O'Grady, seconded by Deputy Mayor Slade. Discussion? All in favour? Contrary minded, motion passed. And can we get the adoption of the minutes of the regular council meeting of January 23rd, 2024? Moved by Councillor Noel, seconded by Councillor Snow. Discussion? All in favour? Contrary minded, motion passed. Business arising from the minutes. Okay, move on to number 5, proclamation, presentations, delegation. We have 3 pre-proclamations. And the first one is Heritage Day NL. Heritage Day Week Proclamation 2024. Whereas the third Monday in February is recognized nationally as Heritage Day, and whereas Heritage Day and Heritage Week are a time to reflect on the achievements of past generations and to accept responsibility for protecting our heritage, and whereas our citizens should be encouraged to celebrate Newfoundland Labrador's uniqueness and to rejoice in our heritage, and whereas in 2024 the residents of Newfoundland and Labrador will celebrate our rich and diverse heritage. Therefore, I, Frank Butt, on behalf of the town of Carbonear, do hereby proclaim Monday, February 19th, 2024 as Heritage Day, and February 19th, 2024 as Heritage Week, and call upon all citizens to celebrate the richness of our past and the promise of our future. Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, second by Councillor O'Grady. Discussion? All in favour? Contrary minded, motion passed. And I believe there is a function taking place here on the 19th, I believe, of February for the Heritage. 20th? Okay, Tuesday. All right, our next proclamation, Wear Red Canada Day, February 13, 2024. Whereas heart disease is the #1 killer of women worldwide and the leading cause of premature deaths of Canadian women, a fact unknown to many women and their healthcare providers, and whereas the Canadian Women's Heart Health Alliance is an organization of volunteers, health professionals, and patients working hard to improve women's heart health, and whereas Wear Red Canada Day is celebrated annually to raise awareness for all Canadians, but especially Canadian women, to be mindful, curious, and proactive in the management of their heart health and wellness. Whereas we want to see better prevention, diagnostic, and care, and fewer women dying prematurely from heart disease. Therefore, I, Frank Butt, Mayor of the town of Carbonear, do hereby proclaim February 13, 2024, Wear Red Canada Day in the town of Carbonear. Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor Snow. Discussion? All in favour? Contrary minded, motion passed. And our third proclamation is National Flag of Canada Day, February 15, 2024. Whereas 59 years ago, on February 15, 1965, our distinctive red and white maple leaf flag was raised at ceremonies in Ottawa and throughout Canada. And whereas in 1965, the Speaker of the Senate declared the new flag a symbol of our national unity, representing all Canadians, all citizens of Canada, without distinction of race, language, belief, or opinion. And whereas the Prime Minister of Canada in 1996 declared that February 15th would be celebrated henceforth as National Flag of Canada Day. And be it resolved that on this day, we raise our flag with great pride and acknowledge the rights and responsibilities we share as citizens. We also honor the brave men and women who have secured our rights and freedom over the centuries through their service to our country and home abroad. Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, second by Councillor Noel. Discussion? All in favor? Counter-minded? Motion passed. And we have number 6, permits and correspondence.
If everybody wants to take a look at slide number 5 in their Dropbox, there's just a couple here today. Make a motion to approve permit listing 10-436 to 10-440.
Moved by Councillor Doyle, seconded by Councillor O'Grady. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary-minded? Motion passed.
Just to notice that this is just February, but we've already got it as a part of those permits. There's 2 new housing units approved in that, and the total estimated development year to date is well over $400,000. So hopefully that's a sign of good economic development to come for this year.
Okay, 6.2, correspondence requiring council decision.
Okay, Mr. Mayor.
Yes. Microphone?
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I got 3 resolutions here to go through. Whereas the town has encountered additional costs to Water Street, Water, Sewer, and Storm Street upgrades, Phase 2, 17-G1-21-00075, and whereas the town is able to provide its increased share of the project's cost, be it resolved to submit a project amendment request to the province for the amount of $352,162.56 to cover the shortfall. And be it further resolved to request an approval to borrow from the Minister of Municipal and Provincial Affairs to finance the municipal share of this project from Scotiabank for a term of 3 years with the amortization period of 10 years at an interest rate of 0.25% plus prime for the town's shared project. And I so move, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor Seymour. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Motion passed.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, the next one is, whereas tenders for Adley Street, is that,
Second, is that the one that you guys? That's Adelaide Street.
Phase 2.
Yeah, I'm in
People in conflict.
I'm in a conflict there as my brother has a house there.
Yeah. And Councillor Snow and Councillor Seymour, I believe.
is that,
Next to the library. That's the number. Peter, next to the library.
These 3 guys here.
No?
Chris, Malcolm.
so, we have 3, Mr. Mayor, that declared conflict. Councillor Malcolm Seymour, Councillor Snow, and Councillor O'Grady.
They all
And,
have
that's the reason they won't be voting on
they
this
all have
one.
family members in the area.
Okay, whereas tenders for Adley Street, Water, Sewer, Storm Street upgrades, Phase 2, 17-G1-23-00002 were received and a construction budget shortfall is apparent, and whereas the town is able to provide its increased share of the project costs, be it resolved to submit a project amendment request to the province for the amount of $497,914.04 to cover the shortfall, and be it further resolved to request an approval to borrow from the Minister of Municipal and Provincial Affairs to finance the municipal share of this project from Scotiabank for a term of 3 years with an amortization period of 10 years at an interest rate of 0.25 plus prime for the town's share of the project. And I so move, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor Noel. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Motion passed. No, I think it's the same thing here on Phase 2 for Adelaide.
Both of them are referring to Adelaide.
Okay?
That's phase 2 as well?
Yep.
I didn't think it was, no, it is.
Okay, again, we say we have Councillor Seymour, we have Councillor Snow and Councillor O'Grady, not involved in this one either. Whereas the province has approved a tender for the call for Adelaide Street Water Source Storm Street Upgrades Phase 2, 17-G1-23-00002. Be it resolved to arrange for a tender call with the engineering consultant when the tender documents are ready. And I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor Doyle. Discussion? All in favor?
All right,
Contrary minded, motion passed.
and that's it for
Councillors,
me,
please
Mr.
take your
Mayor.
seats. Okay, we move on to 6.3, correspondence received and action taken. Have a look down through there. Okay, number 7, committee reports, Public Works, Waste Management, and Community Services.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Of course, everybody can peruse through the committee minutes, and if there's any questions in there, please feel free to ask. I'd like to make a statement here now, Mr. Mayor, and it's as it pertains to the snow clearing on sidewalks in Carbonear. The committee has investigated concerns related to snow clearing of sidewalks and blue zone parking, especially those in the Heritage Waterfront District. This area has a significant number of storefronts along the sidewalk that depends on the sidewalks to access the buildings where these businesses are located and accessible parking for its customers. There has been operational amendments made by the Director of Operations and Public Works that does not impact snow clearing priorities, but has improved the timeliness of the snow clearing of the sidewalks and accessible parking spaces in the Heritage Waterfront District. Town streets are still the snow clearing priority. Businesses are required to maintain complete snow clearing of access to its business. Snow clearing of the portion of sidewalk may also be required to allow customers access until town staff have completed snow clearing of its town streets and are available to complete snow clearing of sidewalks. The sidewalks in the vicinity of the Carbonear General Hospital, long-term care facility, and 2 schools on the Valley Road are a priority as well. A winter maintenance is being completed, and a draft plan to be recommended by committee is expected to be ready for council's review and approval prior to the next council meeting. This will provide specific guidance on winter maintenance operations.
Thank you, sir.
And that's it for me, Mr. Mayor.
Any questions for the Deputy Mayor?
I just thank the Public Works Committee for their diligent work on this matter.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, move on to 7B, Administration and Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The finance minutes are number 7 in your drop box. Just a couple of things I just wanted to discuss with you or bring your attention. If you look at the business arising items, there is we're going to be meeting with the Legion later on in the week about the space that they're renting from us there. Just a few issues there with that. We had some donation requests and grant requests as well. You can read through in a minute. We also had some discussion about the tax rates for vacant buildings, so we're going to just kind of tighten up the policy around that, so we have guidelines for the staff to go by in the future. So we'll hear more about that, I guess, as time goes on. I think I have a couple of draft motions here, or a couple of motions. Resolved that the town of Carbonear approve the operating grant to be paid to the Princess Shield McGarry Theatre in the amount of $13,000 for 2024. I'll read both of them, I guess. Resolved that the town of Carbonear adjust the water and sewer tax to...
Just one at a
Sorry,
time. here.
okay.
Moved by Councilor O'Grady, seconded by Councilor Snow. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded, motion passed.
Motion number 2, resolved that the town of Carbonear adjust the water and sewer tax to $1,000 on account number FOA003 for taxation year 2024 and future years while the building continues to be vacant upon receipt of requests from the property owner each year.
Moved by Councilor O'Grady, seconded by Councilor Dial. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion passed.
That's it for me, Mr. Mayor. Unless
Any-
anybody has any questions?
Any questions for Councilor O'Grady? Thank you. Move on to 7C, Recreation, Special Events, Culture, and Tourism. Councilor Seymour.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. And whoever's out there listening and everything, I just got to say that we had a regular meeting back on January 31st. There was nothing new for us to correspond with, but there was a few ongoing things with the special events and everything else. And I'd like to send out a welcome to everybody in our town and outside of our town to please come and enjoy our special events and everything in our Winter Carnival. And along with the Winter Carnival, there will be a lot of our workers and crews not out there, so be respectful to them, and hopefully everybody can enjoy. And thank you to the Special Events Committee for putting off what they're going to put off now this year, and everybody that's involved in our special events. I thank you very kindly. The other thing is I was supposed to bring forward this week the Recreation Master Plan. It is something that is still ongoing, and hopefully I thank you, and the next meeting with everything ongoing, it will come true. And I just can't wait to get it out there, to get everything straightened away, but everything takes time, and I thank you very kindly. And if there's any questions wanted to be asked or sent along to me on behalf of the Recreation and Special Events, thank you, and that's it for my report today.
Any questions for Councilor Seymour? Councilor Dial.
So under new business, that was, I think, I sent it in. I don't know if anybody else sent it in. And the Director of Operations is not here to talk about it tonight, but I just wanted to make everybody aware of like some of the circumstances surrounding the cancellation of water aerobics. So the calls that I received, you had people who traveled significant distances. One person drove 30 minutes to get to the Carbonear pool, to put on their bathing suit in the winter to get ready to go out to water aerobics, and it was canceled due to the minimum number that was set up. So to me, that's not a good precedent to be setting, because you don't want people driving long distances to get here and it be canceled, because word will get out. Like, why would you go through the trouble of going to this if it's not be canceled? So, like, I just want to reaffirm that as long as anybody's there, really, I feel that session should be going ahead. We have staff there who can deliver the aerobic session, and like, good word goes a long way. If you've driven any distance, even if it's just locally, and you show up and the instructor goes ahead with it and you're getting your workout, then like, they're going to share that positive news that, geez, the town of Carbonear here went ahead with it. And I just think that, if the sessions are not going to be going ahead, more notice needs to be given, because it is on the schedule, and I think the schedule needs to be adhered by.
All right. We had a meeting, in our last meeting, that was discussed, and that was brought forward, and we went to our Director of Operations and the CAO, and, I'm sorry, Director of Recreation.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all taken care of, and we got that straightened out.
Okay.
We told them that from here on in, no matter if it's 1 or 10,
Okay.
our program is a program, and it will go ahead.
Yep.
And we also made some divisions of where we're going to go if someone showed up and so on and so forth for what's going to happen there.
Okay.
That'll be, that's not for me to discuss, that's for the director and the workers. But there'll be no more mistakes and no more hookups in that.
Okay.
And for the guys of people traveling, I did get the call, and those calls, probably you did get them too. And I apologize to one person in particular that did call me, and I got back to that person. and I let them know that I gave them a great response, and they were satisfied with the response, and from here on in, operations will follow as normal, and there'll be no more cancellation. Unless otherwise storm or things that happens beyond our control, then it will be, but other than that, it won't.
Because I do think that future consideration needs to be given to maximizing pool usage too. So I mean, if you only have a small group of people who are showing up to water aerobics, then you can still have lane swim on one side of the pool and have water aerobics, I don't know, probably on the other side. I mean, it's just listening to music. I mean, people who are swimming aren't really paying attention to what's going on at the other side of the pool. So it's maximizing the usage of that time as well. Not according to the schedule. It just says aerobics.
Yeah, there was, I think, the other issues that came up as well. But I'm sure this is the forum, but.
Yeah, but you're okay with, you're looking after it, sir?
Pardon?
You gonna look after it? With your director of
That's
operations?
it's already in the process.
Right on.
And there is even a document made up by us that is going to show something different that there for other things that's going on in our pool, but we have got it under control.
Perfect. All right, number 7D, economic development, planning.
There, if I could interrupt for 1 second,
Oh,
there is a
yes, go
motion there. It says recreation, but it
Yeah, I
appears
just
to be a
picked that up
finance
there, but
motion.
I think it's gonna be under recreation.
Yeah,
No.
No.
No, it was under recreation in error, but it looks like it's.
Okay.
it's actually a finance motion, so if you want, I can go ahead, or I can wait, it's up to you, so.
Yeah, you go right ahead. I saw it there and I didn't, I
Yeah,
wanted to
I
make sure
just
you did.
noticed. Okay, so it's a draft motion that says resolve to make application to the Department of Municipal and Provincial Affairs for the Accessible Communities Grant in the amount of $20,000 to replace the wheelchair lift at the Princess Shield and Gare Theatre with an estimated cost of $80,000.
Moved by Councillor O'Grady, seconded by Councillor Snow. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion passed. CAO.
And just a note, we did budget, I guess, for funds we needed, but the EDTO is also looking at other sources of funding that we can use to supplement that, but that is one source that's out there.
Okay, 7D, economic development, planning, and land use development.
The Economic Development Committee met on February the 8th. We had tentatively scheduled a meeting with a resident who wanted to discuss a fence issue, but they haven't committed to a meeting time yet. So we'll go back to that again at the next meeting. Under business arising, we're in various stages of our processes, I guess our rubric for following up with businesses that are operating without permits, etc. So, we're following our protocols and our policies and going through that whole process. As I think everybody's eagerly anticipating the distribution of the draft municipal plan and development regulations. There will be soon upcoming meetings with the group that is doing our new policy, and council will be given the draft policy soon to peruse and gather your thoughts and opinions. So when we meet with the planner, you can give consideration to some of the changes, amendments, or some things that didn't change or didn't amend that you would have liked to have seen change. So those are the regulations that the development committee in particular uses when they are making decisions about pretty much any buildings, properties, road developments, etc. in the community. So it's important that we do it and we do it right, because those will be the rules that we'll follow for the next at least 10 years, CAO?
Usually the plans.
Yeah, for about 10 years. So we're looking forward to that. Under development applications, we have a number of applications you'll see in the motions now in a minute. Under correspondence, we didn't have anything. Under our MEO report, we're going through the various stages with that process as well. My bi-monthly friendly reminder to residents, before you build anything or dig anything, please make sure that you consult with the town to get your permits so that you don't find yourself, here having to remove things that are in non-compliance with the town regulations or businesses. Under new business, we just talked briefly about some developments or potential developments and the stages of application where they are and what needs to be done next from the town's perspective or the developers themselves. Under economic development, our EDTO, we had a really good discussion. The town engaged the development of four videos? 4 videos for tourism and economic development that not are only for use by the town, but we also wanted partners in our town to use when they're doing recruitment for, say, the hospital or, welcoming new residents that are coming to Kona or any of that. So we've struggled a little bit because we had these videos done and we shared them on the town social media, but then that's only shared so far. So we were looking for larger distributions so that, people around the world possibly could click links and, access these videos, and who knows where, that could end up landing. So we're going to, our economic development officer attended some social media training workshops in this area and found and consulted with the experts in this field to find out the best ways to get those promoted. One of them is through YOLO, which is a service that we're already using. It's going to be promoted that way. And then it's also through Google advertising. So then when it would come up in search engines more readily, then, you know what I mean, to make it more accessible to people. The EDTO also reported that she's got some ongoing planning sessions with the business community coming up and some networking sessions with other agencies as well. Under applications still pending, there's a number of businesses, houses that are in varying stage of trying to get Service NL approval, so you can peruse down through them. Sometimes they don't send in everything that Service NL needs, and so then it gets held up a little bit because they need more information. So hopefully some of them will be approved soon. And if you want to look at slide number 9B, so there's quite a bit today. Resolution number 1, resolve to approve the following applications in accordance with applications submitted, the Town of Carbonear Municipal Plan and Development Regulations and other conditions as specified. To operate a new business, a bed and breakfast restaurant at 152 Water Street, conditional upon receipt of approval from Service NL and other applicable government departments and agencies. To renew a permit to operate a domestic sawmill for personal use at 49 O'Keefe Plains, conditional upon the following: operation and maintenance of the sawmill in accordance with provincial guidelines and regulations, sawmill to be operated within the accessory building on the property to reduce noise during operations, and annual renewal at council's discretion. To vary the total floor area of a 2-story accessory building at 35 Hoyles Road from 50 square meters to 102.7 square meters, conditional upon no objections to the discretionary notice, and to vary the height of the 2-story accessory building from 6.1 meters to 6.7 meters, conditional upon no objections to the variance notice, and further conditional upon the application being referred back to committee and council for further review if objections are received.
Moved by Councillor Doyle, seconded by Councillor O'Grady. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded, motion passed.
Resolution number 2. Whereas there is a need for more affordable housing in the town of Carbonear, and whereas there has been several housing developments approved for the town of Carbonear, and whereas affordable housing close to community amenities, physically accessible, and welcoming to people of all abilities will make the town of Carbonear more accessible and inclusive, and whereas the Carbonear Council is supportive of these new housing initiatives, and whereas changes are required to the municipal plan and development regulations to allow for more affordable housing, and whereas the municipal plan and development regulations review will not be completed before the changes are required to proceed with the housing developments proposed, be it resolved to proceed with the municipal plan and development regulations amendment required to allow the town to develop required housing initiatives by amending land use to residential and amending the development standards in the residential medium density zone in accordance with the recommendation of the planner.
Moved by Councillor Doyle, seconded by Councillor Seymour. Discussion?
I guess I should just further add to that, resolution number 2, for anybody who's been following the news, there's been some news releases about the government funding some affordable housing. So this is to accommodate 2 of the 3 developments that were approved for the town of Carbonear, correct? Is all 3? Okay, sorry. For the 3 applications that were approved for the town of Carbonear, just to trying to be proactive instead of reactive because they're facing some deadlines coming up, and where we're in the midst of changing from one set of development regulations to the next, we just want to make sure that everything that they need done from the town's perspective is done so that they can proceed when everything else is processed.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded, motion passed.
And resolution number 3, resolve to send a removal order to the property owner of 56 Adelaide Street to remove an accessory building constructed on the property without a permit of council.
Moved by Councillor Doyle, seconded by Councillor Knoll. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded, motion passed.
And that is it for us.
Any questions for Councillor Doyle? Thank you. Let's move on to number 8. Report from the Director of Operations and Public Works, Mr. Farrell. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just some updates. We're, again, hovering, our temperatures are hovering around 0 degrees Celsius. There are potholes forming pretty much overnight, and we have a pile of coal patch at our depot, and we're trying to stay ahead of them as best we can. You might have noticed the lights are upgraded in the chambers here, nice and bright. The preliminary surveys were completed for Beach Road and Crossroads capital works projects, and we've got the approval from the province to tender for Adelaide Phase 2, which we already have the motion for. So that's it. Just a few updates there, Mr. Mayor. Thanks very much.
Any questions for the Director?
Hopefully you have a quiet, no trouble day tomorrow night. Thursday, maybe Friday with the snow. With no equipment breakdown.
We'll see.
What's the status on the grassy lane? Did that get?
We're awaiting the tender documents for that one. I don't recall seeing those documents, but because we had to make some changes, there wasn't quite enough room for the cross section of the road, including sidewalk. But I'll follow up with the consultant on that one.
Okay.
It was supposed to be here imminently.
All right, move on to number 9, finances, operating invoices over $2,000. Councillor O'Grady.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The invoices are listed there in your Dropbox. Resolved to approve operating invoices over $2,000 in the amount of $152,491.83.
Moved by Councillor O'Grady, seconded by Councillor Knoll. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded, motion passed.
There's some capital invoices there as well. I'll do the first one is from Water Street Phase 2, landscaping, PN 20-105, Part B, Black Diamond Construction Limited, claim number 2, $115,812.79.
Moved by Councillor O'Grady, seconded by Councillor Snow. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded, motion passed. And I think the next one has a couple of conflicts.
Valley Road Phase 4, yes, I'm not sure if somebody's,
Myself and Councillor, no. That goes off, why don't,
want Danielle to do it?
You know, the chairman.
Okay, go ahead, Chris. Councillor Reddy.
Next one is Valley Road Phase 4, Water Sewer Street Upgrading. Cougar Engineering and Construction Limited claim number 4, $245,768.62. And again, Cougar Engineering and Construction Limited claim number 5, holdback $116,055.82.
Okay, the motion's been made by Councillor O'Grady, second by Councillor Snow. Question? All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion is carried.
okay, move on, number 10, regulations for adoption. No notice of motion, new business. Our next meeting would be sometime in February, 27th of February. Okay, I think there's a couple of, this is Pancake Night, by the way, Sherrill Tuesday. There are a couple of events taking place tonight, I believe. St. James Hall has one, and Knights of Columbus across the street has pancake suppers. So if anyone's hungry and wants to support the cause, drop over. Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, second by Councillor Seymour. This meeting be adjourned. All in favor?